afraid of some spiders in West Virginia, but I'm willing to go in the ocean with some crabs and sharks. Kind of thinking a little bit about last night, going to the fair, how nostalgic that felt, and you were talking about the differences in the people in West Virginia to the people up in New York, good or bad, doesn't matter. It's just different. And I was actually texting with Ed this morning, and he said something interesting that, sometimes in New York, when you're nice to people, we like to be nice because it makes us feel good too, right? But in New York, or on Long Island, I should say, sometimes when you're nice to people, they think that you want something. And I know that I've felt that same way too, because it's the culture that we're born in, right? It's what we have grown up with for the most part. And we know the differences because we travel outside of Long Island and we see how different it is. Last night, just what were some of the experiences that you were telling me? I know I had an experience because I was taking some photos of the carnival rides, and the backdrop was this sunset, and it was just so beautiful. And I was just standing there taking some pictures, and somebody just said, "It's a beautiful sunset." I was like, "Yeah, it is." And he said, "This is the perfect spot." And then you had some other experiences too.
Yeah, I was waiting in line to get some food, and at the fire department concession stand, and they had somebody walking up the line to get everyone's orders, so we move along a little quicker. And he came up to me and says, "Oh, what can I get you?" So I says, "Well, I'm not really sure. I haven't seen the menu yet." So the kid in front of me, 16, 18-year-old, kind of teenager, and he kind of, gestured, said, "Oh, there's a sign right over here," and he kind of stepped away so I could see the sign. So, I mean, he was very in tune with what was going on, and he was kind of, he was aware of what was happening around him, and which is a really pleasant thing to see. I mean, okay, how big a deal is that? But it just shows an attention and a kindness in disposition. And the same thing happened when throwing away the rubbish from the meal. I was going to the garbage pail, and I saw someone else was heading towards the garbage pail too, and I kind of just paused and backed a step so you could see I was letting him go first. And it was like, "Oh, no. And he holds the pail open, for me to throw stuff into, and well, thanks. And he threw his stuff in. And then at the bank this morning, I went there, and the tellers, noticing my driver's license from New York, and saying, "Oh, what brings you here?" And said, "Well, we've traveled a lot, and a fair amount at least, and the people is one of the really big draws. It seems every single interaction I've had with somebody, grocery store, someone you're never going to see again maybe, is just superb. The kindness just coming out of everybody. I don't know if I told this story yet, but went to a yard sale and picked out a whole bunch of stuff, and came up with a total at the end, and I checked. Oh, I didn't have enough money in my wallet to get all that stuff. So I said, "All right, so I'll put $20, $30, $40 worth of stuff back in the pile." He says, No. Take all the stuff, and when you get a chance, drive on by again and drop off the rest of the money. And it's like, I've never seen this person before. It's not a road I drive down often. He's having a yard.
40 minutes from here too.
Yeah, it was a good drive. Same with the lawyer at the closing. The secretary calculated the finances incorrectly for the closing, and
maybe prematurely.
Might have been, yeah. For whatever reason, it was. We were the cashier's check that they needed was a $200, $300, $400 short, and so it was like, oh, okay. Well, here I got credit card. I've got this. I've got that. I've got checks. I've got. This is no. It has to be either
a bank check.
A bank check. Yeah. So he said, all right, whatever. We'll go ahead with the closing, and then when you get a chance, stop on by again and drop off the rest of the money. And I was like, oh. And I've run into that a whole bunch of times, where it's just like, yeah, okay, take that, and when you get some time, drop off the rest of the money. Just very, very trusting people, very kind people. It's an amazing area.
Yeah, and that's not to say that there aren't nice people in New York, because we certainly know a lot of nice people in New York. I think it's just people on Long Island specifically, because the population is so dense, there is this shield. I know I have it when I'm there too. Is, you're gonna run into somebody in the supermarket that you'll never see again, probably. Where here, you're gonna run into people at the supermarket that you're gonna see again because they're your neighbors. So, or even at the farmer's market, wherever in town, you're going to meet that person again. So you're building a history. It's just harder to get there, I guess, on Long Island because it is so populated and because there's a buzz. There's a need to survive, a feeling of the need to survive, in our opinion, on Long Island, more so than here. Right? Would you say that?
Yeah, I agree with that totally. And
So, so that's just another one of those parallels that we're living right now. It's like, we're in West Virginia, we talk about being from Long Island, and in West Virginia they're like, really? You're from Long Island, New York? What made you come here to West Virginia? And then on Long Island, we say that we bought property in West Virginia, and a majority of the people always say Virginia, not West Virginia. It's like they have a block for West Virginia.
Or if they do acknowledge West Virginia, it's like, why are you going to West Virginia?
Yeah.
It's like, and it's...
I guess that's the mindset, that's the pre-programming that's been fed to us. I never thought that I would be in West Virginia.
So keep it a secret, okay?
Yeah, don't tell anyone.
It's really sweet here.